Hi guys. Last time we met, we were talking about your project in just two dimensions, just the floor plan layout. But now that we've worked out most of the major kinks in terms of the layout, it's time to start focusing on the three-dimension design of your home. So I've mocked up the existing, and since we're trying to make use of a lot of existing window openings and things like that, I think it's important to mock those up, see where they are, and see if they work for the new spaces. And so what you're seeing here is your existing house, all the existing landscape. And what's dashed, like the shutters and the windows, are elements that are going to be removed and replaced. So you see, for example, the roof, all solid. We're not replacing that. That's an existing roof to remain. Even here at the back of the house, this existing roof overhang exists. We're not adding to this area other than the floor area. The roofing's already there. And so let's take a look at what this looks like in three dimensions for the new home now. Reorient ourselves at the front here. And here we are at the new design. So other than the colors and the sizes of the windows, it may not seem like we're doing a lot here, but I think in reality, putting a fresh coat of paint on the house, new big windows, a new garage door, it's going to have an incredible amount of facelift to it, even though we're sticking with the existing roofing and trying to vault the ceiling within the existing roof. I think because the roof stays the same, a lot of this is going to really fly through the planning review when we submit to the city. What you're seeing here is almost consistently we're working with the existing openings on the side and at this front room here. But your new kitchen windows are looking great. I've mocked up this one window here at the side, even though you said you might want to omit it. That's okay. It's pretty easy for us to study that together. So we'll review that together, of course, and we can talk about the benefits of keeping it or omitting it. I've opted to go with a slightly wider window here at the living just to match the width that we're doing at the kitchen. I think it really balances out the front curb appeal nicely, and just it's going to flood this space with light. You can see a little hint of what's going on the inside. That's not the focus of this model. This model is meant to sort of finalize what's going on the outside so that we can get structural engineering going. We'll fine tune the inside too, but take a look at this new garage door. I think this is great. I know you wanted the glass all at the top, but I'd like to consider doing the glass ganged up here on the side. I think it does something. It makes this extra door that's already here at the front seem to have a purpose. It's now part of a motif. We've got a door here, and then we've got this horizontal stack, which isn't quite a door, but it looks a little bit like a door. I don't know. I really like it. If you're on the fence about it, let's review it live. I can show you what it looks like with the glass along the top too. But I really like this. I think for a relatively light touch, we're having a very big impact. This is just all the same exterior stucco, just with a fresh coat of paint on it, a new color scheme. I'm not showing the light fixtures yet, but those do need to be added. Those will also add a little bit here. Of course, it'd be nice to go in with some accent materials, but I think changing to an accent color for painted stucco might do enough. It might be enough if we show all the recesses, all the voids of your home in this sort of darker color that matches the window frames, matches the garage door material. I think it'll be a very refined, very contemporary look. So let's take a look here at the side. So what was that little sort of semi-screened in patio here on the just off the master bedroom? We're now proposing to make a door, like a fiberglass door, into the shower space. But of course, that wouldn't do to have a door right here in the shower if it was so visible. So let's keep that existing roof. Let's keep those existing posts, just repaint them, and come in with an angled sort of louvered slatted screen that will allow some sunlight to hit some plants, maybe some potted plants that we add out here, shade-loving plants. But this protects from privacy. I have a little entourage figure standing in here. I think it's actually quite hard to tell that there's anyone in here, let alone views through what could and should be frosted glass. So I think this is great. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on sort of how low maybe we can take this screen on the backside. Maybe we want it to be just the 42-inch tall guardrail that prevents you from falling, but allows a lot of views into all this beautiful greenery you have going on downhill. So let's talk about that. As we come around the back, this is where I think that the heavier hand comes into play, because obviously we're doing a lot more new big windows. Here's a new window right at the new master bed wall. Here's the two corner windows you have, but now drop down to the floor. 4 new windows in that relatively narrow hallway leading into your master suite. But because we have these windows and they're such big pieces of glass, that narrow hallway is going to feel much larger and doesn't feel like a narrow hallway anymore. It's light, it's open out to your backyard. It's going to feel phenomenal. Big glass happening at the back wall. A lot of glass here. You can get a glimpse of sort of an initial mock-up of your new contemporary stair coming down, and how this wall of glass is just barely interrupted by that stair. Look at that view into that back wall. Now again, the interior model is not ready to show. It's just a glimpse of the size of the space, but that's so open now, so much more open than it was previously here in the existing, where all you have was, just these 2 doors coming in with, big stairs. Of course, it's not helping that these aren't transparent. So let's be fair here. With the big clunky walled-in stairs and the fireplace right there into that chimney, I mean, that's not nearly as open as it will be now. So I think this is phenomenal. Even with the outdoor kitchen here, I got the outdoor kitchen with the grill, the green egg. I've got a refrigerator and a trash area underneath there on the backside. So you kind of get a glimpse of what that'd be like from the inside looking out. It's pretty special, guys, right? I think this turned out really great. It's low, right? It's it's a low space, but we're making do with what we've got here. I don't think trying to raise this up makes any sense, unfortunately. Nor does it make sense, I think, to excavate down and spend so much money lowering your floor. That is an option, but that's going to be really, really pricey. And I think, given the tight budget, I think just work with what you've got, understand its limitations, and just do the best we can. This is phenomenal. This is really great. Those same corner windows, we've got now a motif happening, right? With this just sort of full height corner glass. I think it's really nice. Not much happening on this other side other than just replacing the windows like for like, same sort of size and everything, but much bigger. Wood-clad windows. So wood on the inside, clad aluminum on the outside. Very nice dark color palette that contrasts with the white of the walls maybe. And we can play around with colors too, if that doesn't suit you. Now here's something that changed from my 2D model to this 3D model, and that was in further studying where we were proposing to put the spiral stair, right? This red ring. That's where I originally was going to put the spiral stair. But in looking at it and studying it more 3D, I'm starting to think, wait a minute now. This retaining wall down here is holding up all this dirt. That's probably some significant root zone for this oak tree. So I'm now starting to think that if we want to get the spiral staircase there still, okay, but let's get a certified arborist out there to study this tree, to look at the proposed location for the spiral stair and say, well, in order to put the stair here, we're going to have to put a retaining wall here and potentially cut through a lot of roots. And I just don't think the arborist is going to say that that could work for this tree. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and the arborist says, no, there's no significant roots. They're all going under the house instead and out this way. You can go ahead and put the retaining wall there. Great. But, there's also some cost to that. So maybe let's consider this location instead. Now, the stair is not mocked up perfectly yet. The guardrails need to be refined. But just sort of bear with me here that you would come out along the deck. There would be an opening here at the existing guardrail, an opening here. And then you step out onto the spiral. Down you go. And it sort of drops you off right down here at the the outdoor bar area. I think it feels a little tight. I think I probably need to play with what the overhang's doing here. Maybe the bar overhang does something more like this, and it sort of curves just to get a little more space here. It might be something like that. I certainly don't like moving the spiral staircase over to this side. I think it blocks off the view from these corner windows, even though it makes more sense with that being a door. I know I'm showing a door here too. I'll show that to you as a window as well. I think it works just fine. It actually carries this motif across. I think though actually, especially if the spiral staircase is here, you're really not seeing this door needing to be a door. So I should mock that up as a window. Let me just do that real quick. Copy one of these over here. And we'll just say that's maybe good enough for now. I'll fine-tune that later. Fine-tune it later. Of course, the new pool area. Looking at this again, I think knowing that this pool is a phase 3 project, I think it probably makes sense to continue to pull the pool, to shift the pool further out away from the back rather than trying to stick to this arbitrary line. I mean, the pool's going to be an expensive thing. Shortcutting how much space you're leaving for yourself around the pool just seems really, I think, short-sighted. Especially wouldn't you like? It's just a lap pool. Maybe you're not going to be doing too much time hanging out in it. But I mean, having a deck that's more like this and being able to move the pool further out, I think, just makes so much sense to me. I mean, that was really, really rough, of course. But this is not too much more. I mean, it's significant. I actually don't know how much this extra cost would be on top of it. Significant, but perhaps worth it. But I understand that's phase 3. So let's reconvene. Let's meet and talk about what we're seeing here. I'm going to send you over a PDF of this that just shows quite simply the before and afters sort of stacked on top of each other, so you can very quickly see what the existing is and what the proposed is instead, right? And I'm just seeing an orange here. I keep missing it because it's behind the tree in the model, but I am adding a new skylight in here that feeds down into your master bathroom, sort of. So that skylight would come down right here, right above the sinks, right in line with this pocket door leading into the room. So really, depending on how bright it is outside, you can have light coming in to your bedroom seemingly from all 4 sides. So that's a real special treat. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. So schedule a meeting with me and let's take a look at this together live.